bring you over to live coverage of the vital mayoral debate. We've been news. Over to you, Grimoire.
This is Grimoire at the Thunderdome, and this is a big day for Midspace, for the mayoral crown. We're here gathered, and it's Bobby and Kheen, and they're down here, and we're at the podiums, and we're about to see it. We are about to witness it with our friends, the Darrens, and they have kindly agreed to host us tonight here at the Thunderdome, and we're at the King Golden Boy Championships, and Grimoire, I think you could agree with me that tonight is, in a way, one of those nights.
Why don't we cut over to our host?
And I hope we see blood out there tonight. We've got two fierce mayoral contenders, and they look ready to throw some punches.
And I'm quite excited for this debate tonight. And finally we get to put down the violence and the gore of the usual Golden Boy Thunderdome Arena activities. And tonight we get to see some real intellectual combat.
I hope they don't skimp on the blood altogether.
No fighting
I want to
here,
see some punches thrown. I think we all agree that...
Oh, Darren, I'm not too sure about that. It's going to be quite intellectual, and I'm looking forward to a change of pace.
I gotta say, I'm in the middle of this right now. Literally, figuratively, you know what I mean. I'm in the middle of this.
I'll tell you right here, no mayor of Midspace is going to get my vote unless they can draw some blood.
Yeah, well, you all know
That's
me.
so
I've already got my
Daryl,
mind made up.
that's a loaded
let you know
statement.
until the end, but I've already mind made up.
I just vote the ticket. I vote the ticket. That's every time. I just go in and Daryl, I just vote the ticket. Every time.
Look,
That's
we're
Daryl.
creatures of habit.
That we are, Daryl. That we are. And I'm ready for this fight. What is it? What are we calling
This is a
not a fight.
mayoral debate. Yeah, but
A debate.
knowing this
Daryl,
arena, it's probably going to be a bit of a debacle. Am I right? Oh, yes.
I know about that, Daryl. I know something about the Blackles.
On the left podium, counting their bags of credits and making space for you, we've got the pink terror himself, our very own Bobby! And at the even lefter podium, stitching up something fierce and primary, the Magnificent Kheen! Mayoral candidates, take your positions and let's get ready to rumble! Hello and welcome everybody to Cage Fight number 3. Bobby versus Kheen.
Cage
Who will
fight.
win? Oh, I love it.
Why is it Bobby?
It's going to be Kheen.
I'm your
No.
dungeon master for the evening. With me today we have the menacing figure that is Daniel, aka Dr. Z, the psychic jellyfish.
The Widowmaker.
That is not a menacing figure at all. It is actually a quite welcoming figure. Please welcome me into your house.
He is a
And
vampire.
A vampire, yeah.
He needs to be invited.
The menacing figure that
Yeah.
is
Okay.
Taylor, aka Cleo DeCap, aka Bobby.
Hi! I got space for you! I really do. Please vote for me. Or else.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Violence begets violence.
Or does it? Who knows what I meant? Walk it back. There's going to be a lot of spin doctoring tonight, folks. Woo!
And leading us through tonight's festivities of violence and wordsmithery, we have
Smithery.
the DM Dynamite.
Thank you.
The popcorn man. The nacho individual.
I got popcorn. I got ranch dressing.
He does have ranch dressing. That's an agreement.
We're doing things a little differently this time, guys. We're having a political showdown for the mayoral crown of Midspace.
Nastiest kind of fight there is.
Oh, it's going to get hecking heated.
I can see this
Heated.
being more underhanded than any regular brawl.
Oh, no, this is going to be some real damage. Emotional
People are actually going to get hurt.
damage.
Emotional damage.
So, I mean, as announced at the beginning of the episode, and I guess in the title of the episode before you clicked on it, unless you got
Warning.
autoplay on, you just let it keep rolling, which fair
You
enough.
sly little thing, you.
Fair enough. Fair
It's
enough.
Bobby versus Kheen.
Oh,
Bobby.
yes.
And I guess because things are a little different, it's this isn't a fight, so I guess we got to go over the rules.
Yeah, it is.
Tay's ready.
So we're gonna go through the usual format, but
What are the rules, Dick?
how do you win this? Well, you win by popular vote,
Ooh.
by the
What?
democratic process, or I suppose by incapacitation. If one
Love
of them could
it.
get the
Love
other
it.
to pull out of the race, then they also win.
Oh, dang.
Dang.
So I mean, assassination is a fair enough way to win, although you have to get away with it. Because if you don't get away with it, you're gonna get taken out of the running anyway, aren't you, as a criminal?
Democracy on Midspace is brutal.
Brutal.
Well, there's a reason why there hasn't been a mayor before, isn't there?
Right.
Yeah. There are definitely a couple reasons. I could make a list.
And should we say that for the future episodes, they're not actually going to be the mayor in the main timeline? This is just
Well,
like...
yes, it's certainly not canonical. Midspace has got enough problems right now to have mayoral race just at this moment.
This is just for fun.
Again, yeah, like these characters they're playing in character. They're not no morals versions of themselves, so they would only commit to an assassination if that is within their character, which we might have to discuss.
We might have to.
And rather than the 1 month of prep time that we give the characters for a fight, we're giving them a full year of campaigning prep time. Because
Yeah.
I think
Pamphlets and stickers.
But yeah, I mean, politics, like you don't get into it the last second, do you? You got to give yourself a bit of time, a bit of a
Yeah, you gotta
platform
think about
building.
Okay.
And it's going to happen at a town hall debate, but it's still happening at the Thunderdome.
Yeah, there's a town hall that's been built in the middle of the Thunderdome for them to do the debate.
They put chairs out for everyone to sit in. They put some podiums out, some microphones. They can have a debate in front of the assembled peoples of Midspace.
Oh, nobles, dignitaries, and common folk.
Yeah, well, yeah, gangsters, and common folk.
Good. Exactly what I said.
Gangsters and amoral merchant princes, perhaps.
Well,
love
it's
it.
Midspace.
Pirates.
Yep.
So I guess we need to have a little look at our combatants, or our candidates, as it were. So why don't we just jump straight on with Bobby?
Yes, please.
Bobby, who is an entrepreneur, a gome, a member of the tiny pink squishy species, who are well known for actually working together to achieve goals that a larger being would achieve on their own.
Oh,
Although Bobby has always been portrayed as an individual.
okay.
What else do we know about Bobby? Bobby started off hawking parking space on Prospect Town, but then was later revealed to have had a Jerry Springer-style TV show.
Yes.
And even later revealed to own a shop called Bobby's Gome Depot, which is a Kmart-esque department store. And I think we have established as well that if we go back to the very beginning of
just
the
about to
podcast,
say.
Bobby was flattened in Deet's bar by Cleo. Perhaps the
moment
beginning of
that
an
may
origin
have
story.
set it all off.
I don't remember that, so no comment.
And Bobby, like a small, physically unimposing figure, but has certainly climbed the ranks quickly. Really made a name for themselves rather quickly. Established themselves as a TV personality and successful businessman, I would say.
Indeed.
And then we go over to the Magnificent Kheen. Him. He is a member of the Guardian species, who are also a very small, but sort of a bit more waddly and smooth, a bit less pink and squishy. Kheen is a fashion designer / innovator / thought leader / trendsetter / visionary / creative director / vibe maker.
Oh
Damn.
my yes.
The instigator of Kheenwear, which is a tactical and fashionable line of armor and clothing.
Yes, every mercenary group worth their salt would wear Kheenwear.
Oh.
And of course, we ran into Kheen on Prospect Town, where he was trapped in a conservatorship working for a rich other, and managed to escape with the aid of the Backwater bastards, and in return made them their state-of-the-art Kheen armor that they now get covered in sewer sludge.
Yes.
Indeed. Yeah. We know what they are, but like, how are they the same? What's going on?
Yes.
Because they've got
Yes.
some stuff,
I
right?
mean, why pair these two? What are the parallels,
A
right?
dark shared past.
So, I mean, I think off the top of my
Next
head,
level.
they both have their origins, at least as far as within our story, in Prospect Town.
Oh, what? They're both from Prospect Town?
They're
Diamonds
both
in the
from Prospect
rough.
Town.
Wait, how are they both from Prospect Town?
How is that possible? Well, it is.
So Kheen was one of the artisans who came to the Bastards' aid when they were looking to get some new gear when they were in Prospect Town. And Bobby was trying to sell them parking spaces when they arrived.
Ah, yes. Bobby got space for you.
Like Bobby travels, but home is home.
But also
You know what I
Bobby
mean?
was already there physically hawking parking spaces while also apparently having an established TV show.
Well, look, you got to do your hustle. Maybe the show was just on cable
Maybe
at
it
that
was
point.
starting out, Dick. Jeez.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, they're both business people and entrepreneurs, you could say.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
would say.
Kheen runs a small but very prominent fashion line.
Yeah. Kheen is like the boutique designer, right?
Kheen is an artisan.
Coochie.
Whereas, I
Gucci.
think like
Wait.
Bobby will sell anything that's not nailed down, you know?
Bobby's got a Gome Depot. All right. Bobby's got everything in that building.
Yeah. Some of us are about curation and, some of us really ain't.
Yeah, because Kheen is setting the trend across Midspace with some things, especially through the help of Boris.
I feel like Kheen doesn't really have. I mean, maybe that's unfair, but like Kheen doesn't have the same hustle as Bobby, but has much more clout.
Or does he spend his hustle in a different way?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I would say Kheen is looking to leave a legacy, whereas Bobby is there to just make space.
Cha-ching.
Bobby might be looking to make a
Bobby's
legacy
making
too.
space for all Bobby's credits.
Exactly. Bobby wants to maximize the time Bobby's got.
I think that there's two different legacies, so that's what we're comparing, right? Because
Yeah.
I think both of these individuals are legacy creators,
They're so similar.
but the legacies are just not the same. Like
Yeah.
Kheen is trying to shape a different kind of legacy and Bobby is doing a different one. But I bet if you'd ask them, they both feel like they're curating something.
They both
I
give the
agree.
exact same
That's true.
answer with slightly different words.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. They're so similar, but
that's why
we need to see
that's
them
why
fight.
there's only room for one.
There's only room for one.
They're both quite physically small. In fact, I would hazard to guess that they're both like a similar height. Yeah, a couple feet
Really?
tall.
But they cast shadows much larger than their physical forms.
Larger than life.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, those are all some similarities. But I mean, I think they're they are sort of polar opposites in a lot of ways as well, right?
Well, we know that Bobby is out there on the news, doing shows, being very extroverted, whereas Kheen has spent a lot of time just in the studio, kind of getting their work done. And then when they were on Midspace News, Kheen seemed very excited to be on the news and seemed kind of well-read, whereas Bobby's very conversational on TV. It's just like, I'm Bobby, I'm here, snap, 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 you know?
Yeah. Different demos.
As well, we know that Kheen had like a very different internal life to the Magnificent Kheen persona, like almost like a sort of like a defense mechanism. Whereas I feel like Bobby, I mean, Bobby is like a character that Bobby is playing, but still I think like it might be true if like, Bobby was that sort of class clown at school and is just sort of, realized that, I can use this.
Yeah.
This is getting deep.
I love it.
Imagine, like,
I'm
what's
loving it.
really behind, what's the Bobby behind the Bob?
I think, the real difference maybe is that Kheen is going for like a bit of an elite market, whereas Bobby, like with, the Jerry Springer, the Kmart, like Bobby is a real populist kind of figure. Like Bobby is a Gome of the people.
Well, we see Kheen, as well, doing it with the friends that Kheen has hung around with just the bastards, with, and I'm sure we're going to get into it later. In fact, I know we will, with Randy and with the social elites.
What
and
do you
the partying.
know? What do you know? What do you even know?
That Kheen hangs out with the social elites and does partying with the Randy soft lovings.
Oh my God.
But then has also legitimately
Scandal.
forged a friendship with the Backwater Bastards.
Scandalous.
But I mean, both definitely are characters that have overcome whatever like obstacles to get to where they are. We see that Bobby is kind of the epitome of self-made and has really just worked their butt off to get there.
In the course of the sort of, 2 seasons of Backwater Bastards, Bobby has come from, having like the worst day ever, really needing a win and getting like, beat up in a bar by uncaring mercenaries.
Yes.
To having a business empire on Midspace.
To selling parking space on Midspace and then getting on TV. And Bobby got space for you. I got space for Bobby.
Bobby could have had a way worse situation. That was an origin story that was hard.
Yeah.
Bobby could have been way shittier.
And then on the other hand, we've got Kheen, and now we don't know how Kheen got into a conservatorship, or we don't know how Kheen, found himself in that situation. But Kheen, through the help of the bastards, has overcome that, and then gone on to, be judged on his merits, and that is his work. It started to make him name for himself based on that, which is awesome as well. So both are hard workers, both are self-made.
Interesting. So maybe we need to sort of now, like, normally here's where we would look into like the fighting style of the characters, like what we've seen in the podcast, what we can extrapolate from what we've seen them do in the podcast in terms of their fighting style.
Yeah.
In this
but
case,
what do you even care about during like a political?
Yours is going to be more of a leadership style, or maybe even like the things that we've seen them do could potentially be scandals to be brought up.
Yes.
Their scandalous pasts.
This is all about the spin.
Scandals.
So we can't do fighting styles. We're going to have to do speech charisma styles.
Yeah, well, okay, so let's start with Bobby, right? We've seen Bobby on TV doing like these these lowest common denominator expose, kind of like, oh, who's the real father? Like Bobby is going to get a bit of hate for that, I think, but also a lot of love.
No,
for that.
I think that people love it.
Like Bobby is, I mean, but it is like, like what if Jerry Springer popped up and said, "I'm going to run for governor"? Like you'd
Jerry,
be.
I would vote for him. Love you, Jerry.
R.I.P.
And then you've got Kheen, who's been on TV one time. So if you guys are willing to like stack it up behind somebody who's frankly untested and just unpredictable, and
if you're going for the vote, and that is what we're going for here, you're going to have a lot of people who have the name recognition of Bobby, but also if you're just having a kind of quiet business person coming out of the woodwork and being like, look, here's what I've done, here's how I can help, and and I'm speaking now, but I'm being quiet because I work very hard and I don't like the limelight. That's going to win a lot of endearing votes as well.
That's
of like,
so
well, actually,
shady.
I quite like that
Kheen
person.
has a good CV. Kheen is
does he?
making good money, as associated with all the right people, all the elite people, has those contacts.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby's got a good CV.
That's
Bobby's a business owner. Bobby's an owner of a chain.
Yep.
A franchisable. Well, I don't think it's franchisable because it's like a home improvement store. So it's like not like that. But Bobby owns a chain. Bobby's Gome Depot.
Yeah.
And like Bobby has a TV show and probably like a bunch of other businesses that we haven't even gotten into yet. Because
But Kheen has started a fashion movement on a station called Midspace. Kheen through without having to do much promotion, just through the quality of the work, has managed to start an entire fashion movement across Midspace.
Okay, well, I mean, I've heard things about Kheen that are.
I think
not
Kheen
great.
is a flick of a wrist, and I think Bobby is a punch. Like Bobby's in there doing like active stuff, whereas Kheen just needs to do like a small thing, and it makes waves.
I think that we need to just get really straight about this and just admit that I think both of them though have a dark past.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I mean we've got a few little bits and pieces that we've experienced as podcasters making the story. We do know that it's not everything is what it seems with these characters.
Not all that glitters is gold, perhaps.
Not all of it.
I mean, Bobby, we've as good as admitted now, has secret ties to Princess Zuzu because he was hiding the Chaos Engine that was supposedly in her keeping.
Yep.
Oh,
when the 21
Bobby, what deals have you been
stole it.
signing in those shadowy, dark rooms?
So Bobby has ties to Zuzu, which does bring into question, of course, his legitimacy as a candidate, because would he just be...
How far in the pocket is he?
Though I also would like to point out that maybe that brings into question legitimacy as a candidate for the populace, but for Zuzu, who perhaps is the most important, it might actually be a massive help.
Yes. I mean, having ties to Zuzu, for a position as a mayor of a station that she already controls, I mean, maybe she would like to have a puppet mayor that legitimizes her
Yes, I mean, I know the
control.
battle today is about popular vote, so we're still going to go for that.
But Zuzu might be an influencing force in that, right?
Yes, as we've seen in previous fights, it is not always about the immediate arena. There can be external elements.
But then, of course, on the sort of the legitimacy versus illegitimacy aspect, like in Kheen's case, Kheen legitimately, and through Randy, put the bastards in contact with the revolutionaries and the one true leader.
Yeah. losing side of a war.
Yes, and trying to sort of get in on like
A
shutting down
usurper,
Zuzu.
perhaps.
Ooh, he did try to pop it to Zuzu.
He did try to usurp.
Oh, and then he tried to hire.
I mean, the one true leader
to
turned
stop
out
it.
to be
Well, that
exactly
makes
who
us
you don't
look
want
bad,
to side
Taylor, so
with.
let's forget about that bit.
Well, we do kind of.
Yeah.
We don't look great.
Not
But
right
then
now.
Kheen is also like standing up to Zuzu in terms of like this gangster who's like getting protection money from everyone.
But
so
how
So
do the people
perhaps
feel
it's gonna
about
be-
that? What's the temperature on Zuzu for like the general populace? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how
think it must be
popular or
split.
unpopular is she?
Well, we know that there's uptown and there's downtown, and we know that
That there's Night City.
not everyone in the Night City or not everyone in the uptown agrees with Zuzu. So, because I mean, if we just need to go back to our very first episode where where Cleo and Z had to go and gather some rent money, and we first interacted with Shannon. So, even in their own backyard and their own just near where they are leading from, there's not the best sentiment towards Zuzu.
and then I've got, I guess, in Kheen's like not that far into his past. I mean, Kheen faked his own kidnapping.
Yep.
To escape from the conservatorship. So
Yeah, and it was messy.
But
He
you know
was-
what though?
What?
It worked.
Yeah, it did.
That's
So
true.
he's a risk taker.
He's a liar.
Yeah, but maybe an omitter of truths. Maybe a considered
He's got a
speaker
terrible
instead
paper
of a
trail.
liar, Taylor. A considered speaker.
Terrible paper trail. He's paid so many people off. He paid somebody to kidnap it. I mean, doesn't
We
look
also
great.
killed that person with rats. So
Yeah, you're right.
yeah. He's a murderer.
He is a murderer.
But we're looking at Midspace.
Okay,
This
but like
is-
to be very subjective here, like I get huge murder vibes from Bobby, but we don't have any
Bobby's
proof.
done stuff.
yeah, I mean,
Bobby
Bobby
has-
is literally aligned with Zuzu. Like,
But you know,
Bobby
like the Dictator movie.
has
Don't blame
criminal
her for
connections.
Bobby's activity.
You know the
Don't
Dictator
blame
movie
Zuzu.
where like the guy's like doing this. He's like does the neck move,
The little
like
neck
just
move?
looks at someone, just goes. I
That's
think Bobby
Bobby.
would be like, "My coffee's done wrong," you know,
I get
and that might mean fire them.
wonder
It
that
also
about
might
Bobby.
mean make sure they never come back.
I think Bobby might be like that.
I think Bobby is a little bit of a diva.
I think Bobby
I think
is
Kheen
unhinged.
is more naive, I think. More,
I think so too.
Because
I mean,
Kheen
the
didn't know
whole-
that we killed them, right? Kheen didn't want us to kill them. Kheen just
Well,
wanted
Kheen
to be
saw
free.
it happen. Kheen got splattered with blood, as I believe.
Oh, right.
I
Yeah.
feel like Keen somehow is naive because that's how
Yes.
they got trapped
Yeah.
in the conservatorship. But
Yeah,
I think
that's
that
true.
Bobby is from the streets.
Bobby knows.
I mean, Kheen sent you
Bobby-
guys to see the one true leader. Like, massive naivety.
Yeah, he
Also,
probably
Kheen
didn't really.
asked us to do that while everyone was partying and taking drugs. So, like, huge naivety.
Now, before this debate gets underway, we're going to the street with Grimoire to see what the people of Midspace have to say. Over to you, Grimoire.
Freebird, thank you for the introduction. It's a hot night out here on Midspace, on the streets of Midspace. That's where we are, and there are a lot of Midspacians out here with things that they want from these candidates. Freebird, I have to tell you, it's whoever gets this job, it's going to be a big one.
Oh, right you are, Grimoire. Well, let's see what the citizens of our fair station have to say on the matter.
And first up, sir, what are you asking of your candidate?
Oh, hey, you're really Grimoire, huh?
I really am.
Oh, you are really
in
Grimoire.
the flesh.
And that is a lot of flesh.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Wow.
You have no idea.
Oh, I could see why they gave you that job, Grimoire. I mean, me, no flesh at all. Couldn't do that job, probably.
I see that,
Yes.
and I wish you well.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm Octopus, and I just have a question I'd like to know. What are they going to do about this missile problem? You know, we keep seeing missiles flying around. They suddenly appear in different spots. And some of us don't have a lot of flesh, Grimoire. And if we get hit by one of those things, like, that's it. Lights out. So, yeah, just...
That is an incredible point, Octopus, if I may call you that.
Yeah, that's my name. Yeah, I'm called Octopus.
I had a feeling. I could tell.
It was because I said that my name was Octopus? Is that why you felt that was my name?
Yes, you're right.
What?
You're right
Okay.
about that. I what am I thinking? But
I don't
mean,
know.
you just seem like an octopus to me, and but what? The reappearing missile problem.
Yeah, the missiles. Why are there so many missiles all
Why
over the
are
place?
there so many missiles? Freebar, what do you think about this? Tonight's candidates, will they be able to answer this?
Well, I hope they can find some sort of answer to that grimoire. Because, frankly, missiles appearing is really upsetting everybody.
It really is.
Yeah, no, it is. Anyways, I'll let you get on with your show. I was called Octopus. Okay.
Octopus, have a fabulous night.
Okay, yeah, you too. There's a lot of flesh, huh? Very
A lot
fleshy.
of flesh, Freebar. The atmosphere out here is incomparable, and you there. What would you ask of our
There's a
candidates?
strange green glow in the pipes.
Okay, yes.
There's a strange glow in the pipes.
In the pipes, you
There's
say.
a strange green glow, and I want to know what Kheen thinks
Yes.
that he can do about the strange green glow in the pipes.
And this, you say this is happening in your home.
My pipes, your pipes. Next time you're downtown, go look into the pipes.
Well,
You'll
I
see a
mean, we
glow.
are here.
You'll see a glow in there, and
Let's
I'm-
look into a pipe right now. Just
Well, it's not
over this
doing
way.
it right now, but maybe
Oh.
sometimes you'll see a green glow down there, and it's really strange.
I will take your word for it.
You gotta
and
believe me, there's a green glow in the pipes.
I believe you, and tonight I think we'll get to the bottom of it. This has to be at the top of the agenda.
I had to come and let that.
That was my favorite one. There's a strange clean glow in the pipes. Help us.
We're moving on from that, from whatever that is. Strange green glow in the pipes. Well,
You forget
Yeah.
the green glow. It's
yes. Yeah, come forward. Yeah.
yeah. Forget the green glow.
What's your name? What's your name? Citizen.
I'm Jay. I'm
Jay. Jay.
Yeah,
that's
I'm Jay.
That's a new name. I've never heard that.
Well, it's not, but it's my name. Anyways, I just want to know when Zuzu's gonna fix the housing and utility crisis. Yeah. I don't want to be visited by deets, though, so could you blur my face out a little bit on this newscast?
Of course. Freeber, do we have the technology to do that?
Oh, this is live,
right?
Grimoire.
Oh, this is that's
Jay,
what I
I'm
thought.
afraid your face has been plastered all over Midspace.
What?
This is live.
I need to move. Okay,
Yes, you
bye.
might. The housing crisis, Freeber. I mean, what?
Oh, my family.
Out here, we don't. I don't even know what that meant, really, because the housing is phenomenal.
If I didn't already own my own house, I'd have to find out an answer to that.
I would have to. The utility and housing crisis is fine. This is Grimoire. Moving on. A character that we all know and love. I think I know you myself. I think this is Big Pat.
Yeah.
Big Pat, tell us, what is it that you ask of our candidates tonight?
Well, I just think we need some more enforcers on the streets to deal with petty crime. Just the petty crimes.
Just the
Still-
petty ones, not...
Well, I hired some people to move some of my transports. Turns out they were, a well-known criminal gang called the 21, and they
What?
stole all my shit.
Your entire... your whole inventory, you say?
They stole a lot. I mean, you gotta be philosophical these times. I mean,
You have
want
to.
to steal all my things. Good for you, I suppose.
You heard it straight from the Pat themselves. Good for you. And good for them tonight. our candidates as they answer these difficult questions. But that is not all. I see I see a familiar face here. You're back. Octopus, what else is on your mind?
Oh yeah, no, I just wanted to rush on back here because like first of all, like
You've
fleshy.
got a lot in your mind. I can tell.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. What are they gonna do for the children? You know, education, childhood stuff. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want them sitting on the VRs all day. I want them to, really learn how to integrate into more wide society.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can see how that would be.
Yeah. My name's Octopus. All right, I'm going now.
Okay, Octopus.
Yeah.
All right.
Just worried about the children.
We are all worried about the children.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Octopus.
And I see, I'm seeing a familiar. If it isn't Freeber, camera, zoom on this.
Wow, just
It's
walking
the
down the
back-
street there.
It's the Backwater bastards.
We're
Please.
gonna have to get a soundbite from these two.
Oh, Cleo.
Please,
let's
please,
just try and
sirs,
avoid this. Let's just
sirs.
avoid all this
Ow,
noise.
hell.
Cleo. Oh,
Come on.
bloody heck. There's just cameras everywhere.
Sirs, please.
No,
but
not today. No, we just...
But it's. I am Grimoire with Midspace News, and I just have to get your.
Oh, Cleo, do we really have to do this?
See, I told you we shouldn't have come here today. We just could have got a table
they-
at home.
Cleo,
we could have done the delivery.
They're pointing the cameras at you. Just...
Please, Cleo, Mr. Cleo, if I can, if it's okay, tonight is there's a debate for the mayoral crown of Midspace.
Oh, bloody
and
heck.
It's just that I know that you and your collective.
Well, yes, collective would be a good word for it.
Yes. I mean, I get if that's what you wanna. What even is that? It's just that. Can we get your opinion? What would you ask the candidates tonight?
Bloody heck, you just had to go and ask Cleo. Ugh.
Well, I mean, like, what do we ask? What we ask them about?
Cleo, they're trying to decide the mayoral candidate of Midspace Station.
What is that even?
Like the person who can make some changes.
Is this like King Golden Boy?
This is King Golden Boy.
Oh, I love that
Cleo
show.
and I love to watch the fight nights. Yes,
I
we
love King Golden Boy, and I.
yeah.
Okay, hold on.
We place bets ourselves actually at the end of each episode, and
Okay,
we've got a
well, I
little
mean-
tally going of
Yeah.
how much we're winning.
Well, I mean, now who's up?
Well,
Who's
you
up
and I
for
are
King
up,
Golden
and
Boy?
Trevor's
Oh,
down.
well, I mean, I know that you follow the news quite closely. I can tell that about you, but it is Bobby versus Kheen. Oh, hell! Well, I mean, we love Bobby and Kheen. I see Bobby on the TV all the time, but Kheen I know personally, so I'm just probably gonna
Yes, I mean,
pick
now's a
that.
chance for me to actually get in this shot, because if we're talking about Kheen, then I'm kind of wearing a bunch of Kheen
I don't know
right
if you
now.
knew this, but these are Kheen originals.
Kheen
they
where?
say, Kheen
Yes.
where, you know.
Yeah.
And if I could ask
Wearing
a question,
Kheen, beware. I'll keep working on
beware,
it. I'll keep working on it. Yes.
beware.
Yes.
But I'm wondering then, Kheen, if this side right here where the wing is just, it ain't really all the way in, and do you think you could pencil us in? Because maybe I need to get like an adjustment. That's the first one.
Yes.
But then also I'm wondering, like, are you thinking about maybe bringing a Stu's everything here to Midspace? Because I just really like that. See, you liked
Right.
it too, and
Yes, I mean, I love
Yeah.
political discourse. I love the engaging of democracy across all planets and worlds and stations.
Yeah.
And
Zee's
yes,
a
I think
big
this.
fan of hypocrisy. If
Yes,
what,
yes,
what,
I
what
love
you
all
said.
that stuff. And
What you said.
what Cleo is saying is actually what we just came from a place where everyone was asking the same question. So you might want to bump this one to the top of the list.
You might.
Will we be getting in everything's and also if you're thinking about that, you know, you need something to do after all that food.
That you do.
Bangaments.
That you do.
Bangaments. When's Bangaments getting a license here on Midspace? That's what we need to know.
And how will you facilitate that and expedite
And make it,
their work?
Yes.
for the children.
We would be willing to cut the ribbon
We would.
and have lifetime passes and maybe
We would do
special
that
hats.
for y'all.
Yes.
Well, that is something. And I will forward that along, but what a
Well,
thought.
Grimoire, that's almost all the time we have for.
It is.
We can have a look at the numbers here. We've been getting a survey, a preliminary survey of how people say they're going to vote in the upcoming election, and it looks like right now, well, we have a 8-6. 8-6 in favor of Bobby. What do you think of that, Grimoire?
8-6, and I mean now those odds. That is encompassing thousands of preliminary digital votes, and at the bottom of your screen, please text in now before the polls close. Square 916 red. Time is closing out, and if you have a vote Midspace, which it sounds like you do, the time is now. Freeburn.
And if you're undecided, perhaps this upcoming debate will help sway your vote. Let's cut to the live footage at the town hall now.
And we're here in the magnificent Golden Boy Arena being repurposed for this here mayoral debate. Daryl's, how you feeling?
I can't wait for this to get underway. I can already smell the blood.
Daryl, once again, not gonna be so much blood, but maybe a cutting word or two might slice right through to the bone.
Daryl's, I love a fight like this. I think it's gonna be ugly, and I hope it will be.
Yes. Usually when it gets down to quit like this, it gets
What?
quit. That's how you say it.
What?
Quit.
Well, I can tell you,
I think
some people
I,
down here seem to already have their minds made up. As Bobby's coming out to the podium, I hear people chanting his name.
It seems like Bobby's riding out using Bobby's own theme music. That is quite a play.
What a power move! Well, that's a hell of a power move. And what is he wearing? What is that? I can't see it from here, but it is.
That's a Bobby's Gum Depot uniform. Bobby's marching out wearing the uniform of Bobby's Gum Depot.
That he is, but it looks less bulky. I can't wait to see how that plays out. Something to see here.
Are you thinking there might be a reveal or two underneath that uniform there?
We can only hope, Daryl. We can only hope.
But in comes Kheen, and Kheen is not without his supporters as well. And, may I say, a different class of people.
Wow, Daryl, I see what you mean there. I see it. Wow.
It's a smaller group, but they have a fineness to them that
A fineness.
is quite awe-inspiring, if I might say.
It's awe-inspiring, the fineness of it all. It's the sparkling, shimmering. What is that, Daryl? What is that?
Oh, and Kheen has suddenly launched into a dance number. The entourage are all backing him up as he dances his way onto the stage.
Is that choreographed?
Oh, that's gotta be choreographed.
That's
Look at
gotta
that.
be
They're already
choreographed,
winning the
Daryl.
audience over.
That's gotta be choreographed.
The crowd is instantly going wild. They've brought their own flash mob here. Holy, we are in for quite an evening, quite a spectacle.
They were planted. Who could have called it? Who could have called it?
So, guys, who do we think's gonna win? Who do our listeners think's gonna win?
Right. So first of all, though, we need to say
listeners like, or who do
Taylor
I
is going to be Bobby tonight, and you are going to be Kheen tonight, aren't you, Dickie?
Yeah,
Yes.
So.
we had to think about it.
Well, you think we're biased?
No, not at all. No, not at all. I just think it's important for everyone to know who's going to be playing out whose character, especially when it comes down to the actual action.
I'm not ashamed. No shame in my game.
Well, let's have a look at some of these opinions we've got. I'll start with Octopus has stated, I can see Bobby being way more unhinged than Kheen. Bobby would go for blood, while I think Kheen would cry if he broke a fingernail.
Love it.
The only way Kheen could win is if he tired Bobby out.
Okay.
And Bobby doesn't get tired, so. That's
I think
canon.
Bobby is like the Energizer Bunny, right? Never
Bobby
runs
is
out of
like,
energy.
I don't know, maybe Bobby does get tired, but we've never seen it.
Nope.
I can imagine Bobby like kind of definitely trying at least to run circles around Keen. I think Keen only wins in a debate by being perhaps like, like more cultured, more genuine in terms of like, hey, like I actually have something to say here, whereas Bobby might say just about anything.
I feel like with Bobby's TV shows, Bobby does the shotgun approach of like say one thing and then just follow the crowd reaction. So if the crowd reaction is going like, yay, then Bobby goes with it. As soon as they say boo, then Bobby goes, I was tricking you all along and I agree with you now, and changes tact. Where I feel like Keen is a considered wordsmith. If Keen's saying something, Keen means that thing. And probably to his detriment as well, where he sticks to it too much.
Keen's coming in more of the platform, perhaps. Whereas Bobby is coming in for the win.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, Keen's probably overthought this and has probably made design after design after design to figure out what the best one is. Whereas Bobby's just like the thrill of the game, wants to win.
This is a good point, and it might be true. It
Maybe.
might even be true.
Yeah.
But we'll see. That's fine because
you're keeping your game plan tight there to yourself.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean. Yeah. But you know what? There's a lot of opinions out here. Who else have we got?
So we also have Butts. Butts says, I feel Bobby's a man of the people. Bobby's got room for me, so you know what I got room for Bobby.
That.
Yeah, fair enough. Bobby has got space for a lot of people.
He does.
Show
and
of
you know what
appendages.
that means? It means all of you. So
Bobby's got space for everyone. I mean, Bobby, is people are going to dislike Keen, like strongly dislike Keen. Some people. Keen is definitely going to be a bit more of like you've got to be on side with Keen to even consider voting for him. Whereas Bobby has definitely got that populist thing of like everyone knows Bobby, everyone loves Bobby. It's like if Oprah went into politics, you'd be like, well, she never did anything wrong, right? Everyone loves her.
I thought she did a lot of shit.
She's done a lot of shit wrong.
She probably did. But I'm saying like the sort of the general consensus, the sort of,
I see what you're getting at
energy.
Because I can't name any of those things, but I get a very weird feeling.
Bobby's definitely done dodgy shit.
No, it's not so much what she's done wrong, it's all the people she's platformed that have done real wrong shit.
That's a good point. But that's easy to deflect. You can just turn away and be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we've also got an opinion from Jim. If it's about words, Bobby wins, and they're more scrappy, having come from nothing. But I think Keen might have the deeper pockets when it comes to money and connections.
Oh, shit, I kind of agree with
That's
that.
pretty
Keen's definitely got
interesting.
some socialite connections.
Yeah, I mean, Keen, I don't know, like, who is the most successful businessman. I think, like, Bobby might actually bring in more credits just by virtue of having, like, but Keen charges more per unit, so Keen...
Yeah, it's a different business model,
Keen
right?
can make a lot of money in a hurry, but the big thing here is, like, influence. Bobby has Zuzu on side, but Zuzu probably wouldn't necessarily fund the campaign so much as just,
But Shell Corp would.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the other hand, like, you've got... Keen legitimately does have very, very wealthy friends, so Keen could get bankrolled a lot harder than Bobby, potentially.
Possibly. And sometimes it's not even just the bankroll that matters. Sometimes it's just the words of who you know.
Yeah, that sort of clout, like who is actually going to back it up.
Endorsements, baby.
Yeah. Getting endorsements from influential people always means a lot. Even to people, I think like in the real world of politics, you don't necessarily have to be the rich elite to look at them and be like, oh, well, you're successful. You must know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
So Keen's friends might have a fair amount of clout in the city. We've got another opinion from Jay. Saying, I think Keen's policy would be better than Bobby for certain, but the disconnect from the reality of the poor that they will have will crush them. Keen would think that a carton of milk is $100 and that it was a low sum.
Ooh, this is my favorite because
That's so real to the real world. Was it Boris Johnson who like said some weird thing about like what something cost?
Yeah, being 10 quid or something like that, like just completely disconnected. I mean, it's always that way.
It's a banana, Michael. How much could it cost? $10. That was like when I read that, I was like, that's immediately what I saw.
Yeah, that is going to be right. And I do agree with Jay here. I think that Keen's policies would be better than Bobby's and would be more considered, but that disconnect is a hard thing to get over. Even if I agreed with them, I'd be like, oh, but you don't even know.
I mean, Bobby would do a way better job at seeming approachable.
Can you imagine what a killer team they would be if they were together?
Oh, yeah.
Just saying.
Just put them on a same team.
I feel like Bobby would try quite hard to get like, oh, what if we do like, cheap, shitty Keenware in my stores? And Keen would be
Yeah.
And
Keen
Keen
be
would
like,
die.
never.
Keen would
I
die
will
from that.
never
Imagine
do that with you.
Gucci in a Kmart for real.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Oh.
Bobby would love to be able to do it. And
Yeah.
Keen would never say yes.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well, I 100% agree with what Jay said there. And Jay also then goes on to say, real question though, who would Zuzu back? As the person who has the majority of Midspace at the moment, I think Zuzu would back a connected figure before a face figure. She doesn't want a public presence as the leader of Midspace Underworld. She wants someone who is useful and can get her connections outside of Midspace.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Because I suppose, that's looking at like, Bobby would be a good figurehead where Zuzu could just maintain control and have Bobby there. But then Keen could potentially be someone that could deliver MySpace towards something bigger.
MySpace?
Not MySpace. Midspace. Deliver Midspace towards something that's bigger.
I just wonder about this though, because do you think that either one of them got this far without her like checking in and making sure that they would be somewhat malleable?
I mean, this is true, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reality of Midspace is that Zuzu must be at least prepared for either of them to win, to even allow it to get to this point, get to
Exactly.
the ballot.
And I feel like we know about Bobby's Zuzu connection, but we just don't know about Keen's.
I'm sure Keen wouldn't mind signing a few deals as long as he was allowed creative control.
I mean,
Mhm,
clothing a
that's the big one, isn't it?
princess, you know?
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
It's not the worst.
No,
Yeah.
it looks very good in the shop window,
Mm-hmm. I think we found the bottom of it.
Uh-oh. But that's not it. We got one more little opinion, and it's from Isaac. My creds to Bobby. You can take the Gome out of the junkyard, but you can't take the junkyard out of the Bobby. At first, I was 200% Keen, but Bobby feels more self-made and vicious. And you know what? I love it.
that's just like a nice solid opinion there.
I love it.
You can take the Gome out of the junkyard, but you can't take the junkyard out of the Gome.
Bobby's Gome Depot.
I like that that's a reason he'll win as well, like
Yeah.
the fact that he's a junkyard Gome.
Yeah.
I mean,
junkyard
and
Gome,
Midspace
baby.
is like kind of a trash city, so like
Also,
Yeah.
Midspace is a home of scum, villainy, gangsters, and all sorts. So, you got to be one of them to be able to probably lead them.
you got to know your audience.
Yeah.
You gotta be one of the people. Midspace isn't like New Terra.
No. And I don't, and for that reason, I don't think that this political debate is going to go how a New Terran political debate might go. I'm looking forward to
it's gonna be
seeing how
much
it
more
plays
civilized.
out. Yes, more civilized.
Yeah.
Right, so those were our opinions from the Discord. If next time you want to join in on this, please look in the show notes. We have the link for Discord. We do game nights, all that type of stuff. But join away and join us for the next one. But here we go, onwards to the house bets.
So guys, who do you think will win, and what are you willing to bet on
Oh
that
my
outcome?
god.
I want to get in there right away and say that I have heard both sides. I love both these characters, but I'm going Keen. I think Keen is an artisan, a considered voice. I don't think a likable one because of the detachment of, not knowing the price of milk. But I think if the ship's sinking, then you don't look to the popular chef for advice. You look for the captain and you try and get, the best person for the job to do it. And I think Keen might be that person. My bet is going to be...
You've got a decent amount of money left.
I've got 1,360 credits.
Yeah. Because you made a little bit of money last time.
I know, and now I'm nervous to spend it. I want to go down, let's just say 500 credits. Let's do 500 credits.
Relatively conservative.
Okay,
Well,
500
look,
on Keen.
I don't like betting. So this is, even when it's fake betting, I still don't like betting.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I have a small bias, and it's that Bobby has space for me and for you. So I have to have space for Bobby. And here's my thought. This was actually a tough one because I think that Keen would be actually a great story. Keen is almost an underdog, and there's nothing better in a political branding match than being somebody who's well-funded that actually still has an underdog story. Keen is privileged, okay? But he's got a really great story that I think he's going to be able to kind of like position himself to look like, oh, I came from nothing.
Yeah.
And like,
When we don't know Keen's origins, we get the impression that Keen is like upper middle class at the absolute.
Well, at this
poorest,
cross
but-
section of time, Keen had some stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Keen
Penthouse
had
apartments.
Keen had and Keen sorted themselves out really quickly. So I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just saying. I think that Keen's going to be able to position themselves as an underdog, even though I don't know how much of an underdog they really are. But there's a lot of like, and Keen is always thinking about that story crafting, right? Like with this, like, planned kidnapping and the crying and messy, like, oh, I'm being trapped. And it's like, we believed that shit. We bought that. And it was not the way.
Yeah.
But in a way it was. I don't know. It was messy. But the thing is like, I think Keen in a typical race would probably be a great shot.
Yeah.
But I'm in it for Bobby because I just like, Bobby's a little bit more real for me.
Yeah.
A little bit scrappier, a little bit messier. Bobby is like a dreamer. Bobby is out there like doing whatever they can.
Dang.
And I mean, they started at the bottom and now
they're here. Oh,
Now
I mean, you're
they're
convincing
here.
me even.
It's magical. Bobby was just getting knocked around in a bar.
I
trying to
get
get
knocked
parking-
down,
trying
but
to
I get
hark-
up again. You're
trying to
never
hawk
going to
parking
keep me
spaces.
down. I get knocked down, but I get up again.
You're
never
never
gonna keep me down.
And it's just, here we are. Bobby is running for the mayor.
Daddy boy,
I'm on the ground.
but I get up again.
Solid. How much are you betting?
That's a great question.
Ooh, here we go, bits.
Because I also hate betting. But I have the most money. I have 1,600 credits, which is like, not bad, girl.
You doing
But
great.
I know, because I'm like never losing, but I think I'm gonna just clean it out. I'm gonna bet 600 on Bobby.
Oh, an even 6.
An even 6. Here's the thing that I fear. I'm not as confident on this one as I usually am, because I think that like while I super believe in Bobby, this is completely gonna ride on my ability to be shitty quickly. And I feel like Dick doesn't even have a turtleneck on today. He's got like a vintage collared shirt with a pattern on it.
He's got
And
his political shirt on.
He spent the entire day in a forest wearing a blazer, and I'm just like, okay,
Yep.
I'm feeling
That's
unsafe.
pretty keen, actually.
See that? So pray for us.
Yep.
See, okay, despite you saying that, and I am going to put my all into
Yeah, I believe you.
putting out a victory for Keen. I mean, these listener opinions and then your pitch there, I think I've been talked into Bobby. I think
I
just
know.
given the context of the fact that this is happening on Midspace, you know,
Yeah.
and like all the people with Midspace we've met,
Mhm.
I mean, Bobby is the kind of person that I think they would vote in.
Maybe. I don't know.
Bloody
Keen,
hell.
Keen might look fancy.
I'm going to legitimately throw caution to the wind here. I've been very careful until this point, but I'm going to go
Look at that.
all in on Bobby. I only got 750 left, and I'm putting it all on Bobby.
my lord, Glob.
Oh my
Everything. It's all on the
gosh.
line.
Glob damn it. Glob damn it,
Right.
you guys. Everything.
Welcome, Midspace. We are here for tonight's political debate for the mayoral. We have many questions coming in from lower Midspace to the highest peaks up in the skies. And I, Bon LaPaul, will be your chair. I've got questions streaming into me all over from Midspace, but first of all, I'd like to just get some introductions. Please, candidates, let me and our listeners and viewers know who you are. Over to you first. It is the Pink Menace. I hope you don't mind the jab there. It's the Pink Menace themselves, Bobby.
Bomb! Kapow! I don't mind it. In fact, I love it. Bobby loves it. You guys know me, I know you, I know all of you. You have space for me. I've been in every single one of your homes, and I have space for each one of you. I have so much space. Bobby has so much space inside Bobby that's why I had to make Bobby's Home Depot, and that's how I rose from the floor, from the bar, where I was smashed, and I was destroyed, and I was crying, and I was on the floor, and I was on the ground, and I was in the dirt, and then I rose up, and I climbed the chair, and then I climbed the table, and then I climbed the whole building, and I went,
hell.
what can be done? What can can be done, and I saw it. I saw the need in Midspace and in Prospect Town where I rose, and I saw that there was a need for parking, and so I found it. And I parked 1,000 people in the first day, and then I moved from the parking and I moved into the TV room, and that was me. And it was Bobby. Bobby's got space for you, and I solved the problem. I looked for the problem and I found it. I found the problems in your homes, in your hearts, in your lives, and I found everything that was wrong and I fixed it. Maybe. And then I moved up from there and I made Bobby's Gum Depot because I looked for the problem and I found it and I solved it. And the problem then, it was you needed grills and patio furnitures and you needed that plastic grass for your house. Yes, Midspace, I found it because I have space for you in my heart, and that's not all, Midspace. I know what you know, and that's that we need access to looking fashion and being primary. And it's hard, right? It's hard for us to be primary, and we want to be primary, and so we can all be primary with Bobby. Let's go!
And Bobby's gonna rip off his Bobby's Gum Depot shirt.
Yeah.
And this is a reveal. This is a reveal.
Shit.
It's called Treat 'em Mean, Keep 'em Keen, and it's keen wear that Bobby has ripped the sleeves off, so it's basically a crop top with no sleeves, and it looks Joe Dirt as hell, and he's spray painted Bobby. He's spray painted Bobby over it, and he's got the sleeves like in his cutoffs, and he rips them out.
Keen has just been fucking littled?
Yes.
Just had your branding and everything just copied and pasted?
And I'm throwing the sleeves out into the
And
audience.
he's selling it at Bobby's Gum Depot for cheap.
Lord.
And a t-shirt cannon lady comes out and is just ta-ta, ta-ta, ta-ta.
Wait, are you saying people with shirt cannons are firing stuff
T-shirt
into
cannons.
the crowd?
Yeah, but it's
Firing
like
out
it's
rip-off
knockoff keenwear.
Oh,
So good.
And that's it. I was standing on top of my podium, by the way, just in case you didn't know.
On top of the podium.
Yeah.
I climbed up.
And I climbed up. I saw the problem and I climbed up.
In all my years of chairing these types of debates, I have never seen a spectacle like that, and you can hear it in the crowd right now. Bobby, I appreciate that you've got space for all of us, but I'm going to ask for a moment that we now give our second and our other candidate some space. Now, Keen, you've come from seemingly out of nowhere, a meteoric rise to the top, where we can all see that apartment and the parties that you've been throwing up there. I would like to get invited to them one day. What can you do for Midspace?
Fellow citizens of Midspace, the Magnificent Kheen is a new arrival on your fair station. But I have come in and seen something awful, something rotting at the heart of this glorious station. The people of Midspace are a fine and hardy people who deserve better. Ooh, better than the status quo, better than the lives that my opponent has been all too happy to maintain for you. I speak, of course, about the deep-set criminal element in our presence. The self-proclaimed elite who try to take from the hard-working citizens and artisans of this station.
Oh, Bobby, please, Bobby, we're gonna need to have... Your space was given for you, Bobby.
You heard what I said.
I'm gonna need to mute your mic now. I'm gonna mute Bobby.
Of course, I won't respond to anything so undignified. The Magnificent Kheen has no need to defend himself from these kinds of outbursts. No, I will hold myself accountable to you all, and I will hold myself with the dignity befitting a political contender. But there is one unpleasant thing that we must get underway before we begin. So, roll the video. Yes, roll the video, yes. Now, this is an interesting thing right here, isn't it? And a video is projected on the wall behind the two of them of Bobby getting out of a speeder, wearing a large coat and looking about shiftily before scurrying in, the camera panning up to Zuzu's home.
Oh, shit.
I have never seen these types of allegations laid out in front of in a debate like this, but there's a first time for everything. Our ratings are going to go through the roof. I love it. I love it. Bobby, over to you. First, a moment to respond to these allegations, and then I would like to pass over a question from one of our many fine citizens of Midspace. The question is, there's a green glow in the pipes, and what are you gonna do about it?
Bob, can I call you that? Do you mind?
It's Bob LaPaul, but
yes, Bob LaPaul.
yeah.
Bob LaPaul, what a name.
But hey, I'll take the
I have
nickname.
space for you, Bob. I have
do
space
you?
for you, Bob.
Oh, yes.
Bob, let me talk to you.
Oh.
Midspace.
Yes?
Let me talk to you, Midspace.
We're having a conversation.
Get down with me, Bobby.
I will.
You wanna climb down the podium? Get down
I
on the
will.
ground.
Can I please?
Midspace.
I don't even need a chair. I'll get on my knees.
All of you, get down here with Bobby. Down here on the ground where we live. We, not them. We, the smalls of Midspace. The dirt, the trodden. It's us, the small forgotten. Us down here on the ground. Get down with Bobby. Bobby's down here
Yes,
with
my
you.
back is bending.
And that video that you saw, that was Bobby going in and doing the work for you, Midspace. I didn't want to go there, and neither do you. There's so many of us out here tonight that do for the man because we have to, because they make us. And that's Bobby. Bobby does the man work for you because Bobby don't want you to have to do it either. But Bobby will do the man work for you. And Bobby got the space and the night and the day and the space inside Bobby, and it's here. It's all here, and Bobby thinks for you, and Bobby knows that you want to know what's in the pipes, and so does Bobby. Bobby wants to go. Bobby will go inside the pipe tonight and find out. Bobby will find out. Bobby will solve the pipe because Bobby looks for the problem. Bobby goes to the problem, and Bobby sees the problem and then creates to fix it. And Bobby doesn't need to do it with a color or a brand. Bobby is Bobby, and Bobby has the space, and Bobby goes into the pipe for you. Maybe. We will find out what the green is, maybe. But Bobby goes into the pipe, maybe, and then Bobby will find out.
I love that.
And you know what? We will solve it for you, Midspace, down here in the ground, in the dirt, in the forgotten places. Bobby, out.
Oh, well, Bobby, I feel like that answered the question completely. No loose ends there. 100% nailed down. We have a solid, riveted answer there from Bobby. And now you, Kheen. Thank you. No outbursts. No unpleasantries. You're keeping it very stoic over here.
Well, Bomb, the Magnificent Kheen has no need for outbursts. The Magnificent Kheen is confident in his legitimacy for this role and his strong platform on which it will be built. You see, my opponent continues to suggest that the fine citizenry of this town are down in the dirt, are lesser individuals, perhaps. I see the potential in every one of you, all of you. Don't get down on the ground with Bobby. No, climb up with me and see what heights Midspace can achieve. I say to each and every one of you, why settle for the dirt when you could take the universe? I think a lot can be said about a person by the company they keep. You will not find me doing dealings with a gangster like, well, you all know who I'm talking about. No, Bobby. Bobby might be happy to rub shoulders and try and make deals with the seedy, unlegitimate people of the station, but no, I keep my company with those I trust. I'm sure you're all aware of, I'm coming into your question now, the Magnificent Kheen. Too would like to root out the source of these airy green glows in the subterranean parts of our city. and I know just the ones to do it. I happen to be on very close terms with a pair. You might know them. They call themselves the Bastards, but don't judge them by it. They are the kind of people that you can rely on to get in and get things done. And these are the kind of people that I intend to surround myself with. I believe in merit where merit can be found, and this fair station is full of it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is the location of Kheen right now?
I think Kheen is still just standing behind the podium, microphone still on its stand, like no grandstanding. Like Bobby, Bobby puts on a show. Bobby gets around.
What are the podiums like? Are they? Because we're small.
I think they're like little podiums that have been specifically crafted for these little candidates, right?
Yeah, they're definitely smaller than human-sized podiums.
Because I feel like you've got like your podium storage, and you've just got podiums of a whole bunch of different heights.
You know what I want to say they are?
Sized
I want to say they're quite tall, but there's an elevator that like goes. They stand on it, goes, carries them all the way to the top. You know, like
oh, that's pretty good.
So, that's cute.
Like an accessibility lift for for
Is that
smaller
what we
beings.
think they look like?
I would like to say that is what they look like. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a little, like a 5-foot podium, but then it brings you up to the appropriate height for whatever your height is.
Can I do an action?
Let's do it.
I mean, by all means, you know.
Okay. That was a really cute speech about being, up on top. Bobby's gonna kind of look at one of the t-shirt cannon people and just do like a quick head nod, and they know what to do because they've been briefed. And one of the t-shirt cannon people is gonna shoot Kheen off their podium. It's not gonna be lethal, but it's gonna be embarrassing, and it's gonna be all over TikTok in like 6 seconds. It's gonna be like the fly on Mike Pence.
Not good. I thought you were going to do some DM shit and like, well, I'm actually wearing Kheen wear, so it defends it type stuff. But no, you want to fall.
A shield pops out.
You can fall.
No, I think Kheen, whether or not Kheen would have fallen, Kheen is going to flop. Kheen's going to take this. Kheen is trying to because Kheen is being that whole like stoic, dignified. I am the bigger man.
Can't look like that when you've been hit in the side of the head with a t-shirt.
A knockoff t-shirt of your own brand.
Well, you say that, but like Kheen is actually not that. Kheen is playing an act of being this, this stoic, dignified person. Kheen is as underhanded as Bobby, but doesn't want anyone to know it. So Kheen wants to get hit by the cannon, wants to be able to blame it on Bobby, and play the victim, much like he did back on Prospect Town.
Let's see the action. Describe what you're doing.
So Kheen gets struck by the t-shirt cannon, and those eagle-eyed in the audience might see.
We're definitely we're at the end of round 2 with this, by the way. Yeah.
His eyes flicker down to the ground beneath, before picking a suitable location to land sprawled on the ground beneath the podium with a whale.
Oh.
Having seemingly been knocked down, but certainly having, prepped a safe fall.
Oh, shit.
And looking up, shocked, and, clutching a sore arm, looking
Taylor.
at Bobby and pointing.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
With a shocked expression of disbelief that this has been done to them.
Bobby's gonna rush over.
We've got to start a third round now for this, right?
We've got to start a third round, yeah. Oh, I have not seen anything like this in a long time. It's not unprecedented, but it doesn't happen very often. Bobby has physically attacked and fired under their leadership at the opposition, and Kheen has fallen, taken a wound on the ground. Both characters both opponents are on the ground here. We're gonna rush over now. We go to our final question, but I have more questions for you, Bobby. Bobby, I've got a two-parter. First, what the heck are you playing at, bringing violence into this arena of thought and conversation? And secondly, we have one more question from the audience. We want to know, being that both of you are from Prospect Town, are you thinking about bringing the stews everything to Midspace?
Bum, I have to tell you.
Yeah?
I have to tell you.
Right.
This is unthinkable. Kheen injured. How are you doing, Kheen? Take a minute. Take a minute. Kheen, no, let me see it.
Wait, no,
let
I cannot
Bobby
let
see
you.
it. Hold on. Let Bobby. I will find the problem and heal you. Kheen.
This maniac is trying to assault me again!
No, Bobby is like applying plasters.
Kheen, this is unthinkable. Everyone here, you saw Bobby at Bobby's podium, and this is not how it is. These t-shirt cannons, they are dangerous, and you know what? It's just so unfortunate that this would happen tonight. How unbelievable and how unhealthy for Kheen to think that this could come from anywhere other than pure chance and accident and just symposium. Majestic lizard. Anything could happen. You just can't say. It's all words. It's all feelings. But it's fine. We're here. I can see that the wound is healed. Look.
Bobby holds up the arm.
Everything is fine. And you know what else? You know what else? A stew's everything? My favorite. I have my picture on the wall next to the bastards who started me on my magical journey to the top. I knew them before anyone did, and we are closer than close because they are the ones that put me on the floor to see my true greatness, and they are why I am here, and they will be why you are here, and the bastards will come and they will heal Midspace, and we will heal the green, and then we will heal the fact that there's no stews, and you know what else?
While Bobby was doing that to your arm, they got your communicator out of your pocket. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, everything, one-on-one. All of a sudden, your bank statements are scrolling quickly on top of that screen where you put that video, and Bobby's like,
and Bobby is a businessman. You know, Bobby has stores on stores on stores, stacks on deck, Patron all night. We can pop bottles, everything. But you know what else? Bobby checks the books. And do you see those numbers? Do you see how many people got paid off during the kidnapping that Kheen orchestrated for themselves? That's right. Bobby went in with a forensic accountant and found this truth. How can you trust someone like that?
And then smashes the communicator and leaves.
You're sorry, and so am I.
Bobby, I am, well, that was a roller coaster of emotions. I'm not sure what to think anymore. You have rushed in to help, but I feel like you caused more damage at the end. Right. I'm really confused. What did we just witness? Right, I guess let's go to these ad bags.
So, you open Google Chrome on your phone, you're hunting for a super rare first edition vinyl of a band you're obsessed with, when you're supposed to be working. But this site you tapped on seems pretty shady. And Daryl from IT just jumped up from his desk. Oh no, he's coming your way. It's a good thing built-in malware protection keeps you safe and sound. Not from Daryl though, sorry. There's no place like Chrome. Download Google Chrome on your phone.
Coming back from the ads, you see Kheen slowly, dignified, dusting himself off, straightening his outfit, looking dejectedly at the busted communicator on the floor before stepping onto the elevator and elevating back up to the top of the podium. People of Midspace, I think actions speak louder than words. My opponent has made a clear message to all of you that they are in alignment with the vicious, dangerous, and underhanded way that this station has been run in the past and is run to this day. The Magnificent Kheen would never settle for a land where this kind of behavior is seen as acceptable. Admirable, even. No! Come with me into a future Midspace. A Midspace that is far safer, far more prosperous, far more cultivating for small businesses like Stew's Diner, people like my opponent, they want to keep you where you are. They want to frighten you into believing that you cannot dream bigger. But I say dream larger. We could have a Stew's everything. But why stop there? We could be a primary trading hub for the entire galaxy. If we were to legitimize this station, to rise above our humble and frankly criminal past, we could create alliances with the New Terrans, alliances with the Synth army, alliances even with this Wraith warlords. The sky is the limit and beyond. Midspace, don't vote with your fear, but vote with your dreams. A vote for Kheen is a vote for a new future where Midspace will rise above the place that has been the butt of so many jokes in other planets in our fair galaxy. No longer will Midspace be considered the place where people go to hide, but instead celebrated as the place where anybody can find their opportunity and live their dreams. Come with me, Midspace, to the future! A vote for the Magnificent Kheen is a vote for a magnificent Midspace!
Right,
Okay.
so I have some thoughts. First of all, I think both of you have definitely split the audience. I feel like the
Probably
audience
now,
is
yeah.
quite 50-50 at the moment because you had like some rousing speeches from the Magnificent Kheen that rarely would have spoken to a lot of people. Definitely spoke to me. But then you also had some fucking direct and quite frankly bullying actions that came from Bobby. But I think that also speaks to a lot of people on Midspace. I don't know how else to like think about it because I'm just going to jump straight to it. I think Bobby almost messed it up with that action of bullying, and then the rushing over to help, and then the immediate kind of like scoundrelness that Bobby did. But I also found it quite endearing, and I also found it to be quite in line with what Midspace does.
Yeah, I mean, there's other people be like just cracking up me like, I would have done that too.
I feel like we would all be drinking, watching it, laughing, being like, fucking Bobby, love ya. Even if, you don't want that to happen to you, but you're watching it happen to someone else.
Bobby cuts through the shit for Midspace.
What I love is that they're both full of shit.
Yeah.
In such different ways.
Exactly.
Love
But
it.
then
That's politics at its core.
Yeah, that's politics.
But then I see Kheen. Kheen, I was with you, and I think the people of Midspace were with you. But at one point you said, people hide here. At one point you said, it's the butt of the joke for the universe.
Ooh.
And you know that he's made these jokes. Like he is part of the jokers, not part of the people.
I can think of a lot of politicians that are doing this thing right now.
You were making sure that everyone felt like there was a future beyond, and you have sold the future. But what has cut everything back down, what has cut that growing poppy right back down to size, is that you're selling the future based on this place not being great right now, and this place not being what it is.
He kind of outed himself as an outsider a little bit.
So yeah, I feel like everything you were saying was correct. It was right. It was like the visuals were brilliant. The downtrodden rising back up again, the phoenix of going up that elevator. You sold everything brilliantly, but you were so out of touch in doing it at the same time that I think you maybe pushed more people away than you brought on board.
And then they saw the bank statements.
I don't think that mattered too much, to be honest.
And they saw that he shops at Marks and Spencer's instead of Tesco.
I don't think that mattered at all. I don't think the spending mattered to anyone. I don't think that you meeting Zuzu mattered to anyone. I don't think any of that mattered to anyone at all.
None of those are smoking guns in a
only thing that matters here,
full of criminals.
The only thing that people care about here on Midspace was charisma and likability. And I don't think anyone's under any kind of false impressions that things are going to change once they get either of you in power.
That's fair. Nothing is going to change at all. All that I can see is like in my mind, I keep imagining Kheen getting hit with a t-shirt gun, and then I laugh to myself.
I think the entire audience laughed at that point. Do we go to final things, or do I just jump straight to my judgment?
I think you jump to your judgment, and then
Yeah.
Okay,
we round it out.
It is with that then that I am going to now turn on my announcer voice and announce my victor. People of Midspace, this is Balm Lepal, and I am seeing your votes come in live via holoscreen. Midspace is voting and has voted. We have a tight race, but 58% to 42, we have the winner of tonight's election, Bobby!
And as the announcement goes out, we pan over to the respective headquarters of our two mayoral candidates, where Bobby is in a repurposed Bobby's Gome Depot. It is just full of people, and little pink confetti just falls down from the ceiling as the Bobby theme music starts blasting out, as Bobby starts making the rounds, drinking and dancing and celebrating a mayoral victory.
Midspace, you called it! You believe in the space! Bobby has space for you, and you, and you, and you, and you have space for Bobby! You proved tonight that nothing matters more than space! And we are in it, we are together, and we are climbing. We see the problem, and we go to it. Bobby has space for you!
And we pan down out of downtown into uptown and zoom up to the top of a penthouse where a fancy party, significantly less well attended, with banners up, with a confetti explosion unignited, as Kheen seethes, looks into his hands, and then smacks a champagne bottle out of the hands of a buff Wraith Monarch waiter.
Yes.
I thought you said we had this in the bag, Randy! Get everybody out of here. I want to be alone. I'm not feeling magnificent today.
No.
Oh.
Kheen is gonna make some good art, though.
Yep.
So, the bets coming in. Dan, I'm afraid you've lost your 500.
Glob dang it.
You're
Dickie,
now
you were
sitting
meant
at...
to win me money.
I tried. Oh, you're now sitting at 860 credits.
Shit.
Hey, you've won 450 credits. You're now sitting at 2,050.
Amazing. My
Your winning
wealth,
streak is unbroken.
My wealth just keeps going up.
Keeps going.
I'm unbeaten. Or I don't know.
What do I get? I've won 562 credits.
Yeah.
Putting me at second place with 1,312.
Fucking hell.
Interesting.
I'm down on... I should have bloody cheated.
You
Made
should have
myself
cheated.
win.
Well, you know...
I don't know how you would have done that,
I think we
but-
have to be impartial here. I mean, I voted against myself.
You
But
did.
I don't think I flubbed it. I think I tried my best.
No, I think you tried your best. I think you did really well, but you did also roleplay it very well. And you roleplayed a character that is out of touch with the common folk of Midspace. So it's good.
Also,
you
you missed your chance. You could have killed me.
This was...
You could have killed me.
Like, I wasn't sure how this was going to go. Every time we do this, I'm always like, oh god, is this going to be the one that's crap? And this was so much fun.
I loved it. I loved it.
This was super fun. Can I tell you what my Hail Mary was going to be?
Oh, go on.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it would have worked. It might have been really dumb. But I was thinking about having Zuzu show up and just be like, because the only proof that we have is that they definitely have worked together.
Mm-hmm.
We know that happened, right? And so
But-
if we're really partners, then I could have been like, Zuzu, it'll behoove us if you show up and say, we've never worked together in an official capacity.
I don't think you
And
can
then
get
I could
Zuzu
be
to
like-
leave her palace, though.
I don't know. Maybe she could
Well, I
have
mean,
sent
for
like
something
a...
as important as the mayoral race, maybe she would have come out.
Maybe
you know?
she
But
could have sent like a, what's her face?
The
Alithia.
diplomat. The Alithia, yeah.
Maybe she could have sent Alithia or somebody,
Yeah.
and Alithia could have showed up and been like, hello, Midspace. We're so glad that you're all here taking a part in the wonder that is democracy. And we just want to
Something I
make
think
sure
we need
that
to
you
clear
know
up. Yeah.
It's
that,
brilliant that you had a plan
they've
in
never
store.
worked together.
That's
Thank
great.
you.
Oh my god.
And then I was just going to be like, oh no, everybody, that was our only snag. Now what?
Yeah. Bobby, You came prepared, and I love to see it.
I liked the idea, but I felt like in closing arguments, it wasn't the place for it. But there'd be like scandal around whether or not Bobby has actually finished everything and got on the wall.
Oh.
It would be, it'd just be so hilarious
That would have been funny.
Why
didn't
you
you
say
pull
that
that
to you?
one?
Well, I've called one of my contacts at Prospect Town, and they've just gone into Stu's, and they can't see your photo
Why didn't
anywhere.
you pull that one?
I think I would have lost if he'd done that.
Well, yeah, it didn't seem to be in line with the character. Yeah, the character within the character. Like Kheen was playing this a certain way. Like Kheen wanted to be the dignified one, the better man.
I respect it. But that
Kheen
is
was trying
fucking
to
funny.
be in opposition of Bobby's
Because
platform
it's
of
so
being like, I'm down
embarrassing.
here in the dirt with you.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Hey, we know that you didn't finish the everything.
Are you really who you say you are? Are
That's some
you one of the
t-shirt
common
game
people?
and
You can't
shit.
even eat everything.
I love it. Well, we've made
Dang
it to an
it.
end of another cage fight. Diplomatic edition.
Dang.
Diplomacy edition.
Cage fight.
Debate edition.
I liked it so much. I think, like, as well, if we do come up with any other pairings that like aren't a purely physical confrontation, like mixing up the format like this is a lot of fun. But
love it.
let us know what you think. Come in on the Discord if you want, or leave a comment on the episode.
Who do you want to see fight next?
Oh, who could it be?
And until then, if you're missing us in your air holes, then we are on Patreon, where we have Sidearm, our extra show where we ramble before and after these episodes, just hanging out with each other. And we also have access on Patreon to Raloran, our D&D 5th edition adventure where we cut our teeth on podcasting. It's all there, an entire campaign of episodes. So for the price of a fancy piece of fruit a month, you can get access to that. The link is in the show notes, along with Discord, where you can come and join in the next Lore Dive cage fight.
Wow. Have we? I mean, I always ask this at the end of Lore Dives. Why not with this one? Have we learned anything?
Oh,
I feel like we did kind of expand upon these two relatively minor characters. I mean, especially Bobby.
All I know is that I want Bobby to meet the bastards soon.
I love the fact that Bobby claimed to know the bastards, even though we know for a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was shady.
Bobby makes sense, is all. We learned more about Bobby today, but Bobby just makes sense, and I'm excited for it. We've also got some more ideas for a sideshow, like Midspace news-style segments, so looking forward to that. And Kheen, my money was on Kheen, and I really enjoy Kheen. Kheen is someone I quite like.
It was fun to pull out Kheen again. Once I realized, like what Kheen's trying to do here, like it was.
I love Kheen. What a vibe.
Big vibe.
I guess until we come back with the next one, we bid you all adieu.
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 Adieu. Adieu to you and you and you. Goodbye. All right. Bye.
Bah.
Tune in next time for another edge of your seat adventure in space with the Backwater Bastards.
If you enjoy listening, but also have eyes, check out our Instagram, where we post drawings, illustrations, character art from our adventures. Backwater_bastards. Check out our Instagram on Instagram.
Bobby, here's your new office.
Oh, wow. Bobby is gonna do so much work in here. And
Here's your desk.
yeah. Wow.
Here's your door. Don't expect me to come through it ever again.
But wait, even just, Bobby has so many questions for you, and there's so many ideas, and I think there's a lot of... Ow! Bobby, do not have space for this.
Perfect.